Okay, bear with me. And I know this is going to get a little far-fetched, but um, these things are important. I'm taking my time because I want you um, to gather where I'm coming from, okay? And there is a reason. The woman at the well, John chapter 4, uh, verse 5. Then cometh he to a city of Samaria, which is called Sychar, near to the parcel of ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. Now Jacob's well was there. Jesus, therefore, being wearied with his journey, sat thus on the well, and it was about the 6th hour. Verse 7. There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Jesus saith unto her, Give me to drink. For his disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat. Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it that thou, being a Jew, Jesus was a Jew, ask drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. There's a reason for that also. Jesus answered and said unto her, If thou knew the gift of God, and who it is that saith to thee, Give me to drink, thou would have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water. The woman saith unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. From whence then hast thou that living water? Art thou greater than our father Jacob? This woman was a Hebrew, which gave us the well, and drank thereof himself, and his children, and his cattle. Jesus answered and said unto her, Whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water, springing up unto everlasting life. The woman said unto him, Sir, give me this water, that I thirst not, neither came hither to draw. And then it goes into some personal stuff and so forth and so on down the line, and which I'm not going to get into. But the foundation is this. Jesus was a Jew. The Samaritan woman proclaimed to be the father or descendant of Jacob. Jacob, right? Okay. So this is New Testament teaching with a Old Testament history. Now, let's see here. Where's my notes? I'm going to, let's see. I want now to go to 2 Kings chapter 17, beginning at verse 5. 2 Kings 17, verse 5. 2 Kings 17, verse 5. And as you go there, what I'm going to do, I'm going to build a timeline that will connect this woman at the well and Jesus himself to the Old Testament and the importance of this relationship and how we could come up with the why behind the what. And what I mean by that is, why is the feast days important to the New Testament church in 2022? Why is the Old Testament important to the New Testament church in 2022? Because we, in 2022, is going to have to make a decision. We're going to have to make a decision. Either we're going to be in this prophetic calendar or we're not. Okay, we can go on as church as usual, which is fine. I'm praying that all will be well for those that goes on with church as usual. Okay. But the few of us, that remnant, if you will, that sees God in a greater glory, if you will, that sees the people God in a different light, if you will, to know that he said he's coming back for a people, a church, according to the New Testament, without spot or blemish, right? Do you have a definition of church? Is that something that has a definition? It does. Okay. All right, where was going at? Kings. 2 Kings. All right. You got to know some history to know the Bible. Yeah, I know. That's too much like going back to school, right? I'm an academic when it comes to the book. I'm a student of the word. This stuff is what gets me up in the morning to know that the God that I serve is the creator of all things. Amen. To know that the truth can be found in this book. Again, I'm gonna keep talking about it. It's here. The truth is here. The preacher said that you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. We've been slaves so long. Why? Because we've been so disobedient so long. We've been slaves so long because we've been ignorant so long. We've been slaves so long because we've been just downright sinful so long. Amen. Slave in our mind, we're fearful. Slaves to fear. Slaves to debt. Slaves to distractions. Slaves to selfishness. We are just slaves. We're in bondage to our own unwillingness to accept a different way. And how long have we been doing this? What was it? The 1619 project revealed to me that the first slaves came into this part of the world from Africa. It's just ridiculous. 400 years fulfilling prophecy, actually. We can deal with that at another time also. But we are the prophetic fulfillment of the book. Kings, 2 Kings. Well, verse chapter 17, and we want to start at verse 5. All right, real quick. This is the woman in the well continuation story, okay? Then the king of Assyria came up throughout all the land and went up to Samaria and besieged it 3 years. In the 9th year of Hosea, the king of Assyria, took Samaria and carried Israel away unto Assyria. Real quick, at this time, you know, Moses had passed away. Joshua led the children into the land of Canaan, the promised land. They fought all of the different ites that were in the nation. I mean, it's a different nation, the ites, that was in the land, and they took possession of certain geographic portions of the land of Canaan, okay? They became populated to the north, the 10 tribes, and to the south, the house of Judah, okay? So it was 12 tribes, right? Okay. And when Solomon, you know, David brought the nation together into one, Solomon held it for a season, and then he lost it, and the nation divided, north and south. Sounds familiar? Yes. And and that's what it was: 10 tribes to the north, and the 2 tribes to the south, and the Levites, Benjamin and Judah, basically were in the south. Okay, but moving along, the king of Assyria. Let me see, wait. Verse 6. In the 9th year of Hosea, the king of Assyria took Samaria and carried Israel away unto Assyria. Assyria is what we know as Iraq, Iran, maybe Turkey, places like that. And placed them in Halah and in Habor by the river of Gozan, and in the city of the Medes. For so it was that the children of Israel had sinned against the Lord their God, which had brought them up out of the land of Egypt from under Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and had feared other gods, and walked in the statutes of the heathen, whom the Lord cast out from before the children of Israel, and of the kings of Israel, which they had made. And the children of Israel did secretly those things that were not right against the Lord their God, and they built them high places in all their cities, from the tower of the watchman to the fenced cities. I'm not going to read all of this. You can read it yourself, okay? But the point is that Assyria removed the children of Israel from the land because they kept worshiping false gods. Amen. Verse number 12. For they serve idols, whereof the Lord has said unto them, ye shall not do this thing. There you go. Okay? Now, move over to 15. And they rejected his statutes and his covenant that he made with their fathers, and his testimonies which he testified against them. And they followed vanity and became vain, and went after the heathen that were round about them, concerning whom the Lord had charged them that they should not do like them. It continues. Amen. So that's basically what it was all about. They were just worshiping and serving other God, and God removed them from the land. Okay? All right. Now, here is something interesting. Okay? Now remember, the king of Assyria moved them out of Samaria. And who was in Samaria at this time? Israel. Okay? So, I'm trying to, hold on, give me a second. Moving down to, Moving down to, God, where is this at? Verse 24. I'm just trying, I'm going to have to read it all. Okay, I'm sorry. But verse 24, real quick. And the king of Syria brought men from Babylon and from Kut and from Ava and from Hamath and from Sepharvaim and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel. And they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof. And so it was at the beginning of their dwelling there that they feared not the Lord. Therefore, the Lord sent lions among them, which slew some of them. Wherefore they spake to the king of Assyria, saying, the nations which thou hast removed and placed in the cities of Samaria know not the manner of the God of the land. Therefore he hath sent lions among them, and behold, they slay them, because they know not the manner of the God of the land. Then the king of Assyria commanded, saying, carry thither one of the priests, whom ye brought from thence, and let them go and dwell there, and let them teach them the manner of the God of the land. Then one of the priests whom they had carried away from Samaria came and dwelt in Bethel and taught them how they should fear the Lord. Therefore, by the time Jesus showed up, the Samaritan woman had already been taught the Torah, the 5 books of Moses, had already been passed on from generation to generation, the commandments, the statutes, and the ordinance of the Most High God. And they had already implemented all of the things that was necessary for to find favor amongst God in the land which he had promised to Jacob. He had promised to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. So these are the things that we have to learn how to tie together. You have to understand the history of the book, and you have to know why we need to see the God of the Bible instead of the God of the church.